Hey guys, welcome back with your girls, Jay and
Day.
okay, to another episode of Bear It All the podcast. We have someone that I have known for a very long time who was on one of the originals. So if you guys go back and check with when it was just Jay and Che, we did a little spicy, it was like a little Christmas, ugly sweater, but we weren't. I mean, you had the ugly sweater and we didn't. Yeah. But we were, spicy in his ear and trying to see who was going to win the sexy talk. Anyway, I won. So that's that. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
My boy Ty.
It's an honor.
Okay. What you got going on?
I ain't too much. I don't have like no clothing brand or anything like that. I'm a regular working guy.
So you were
I'm a former podcaster myself. Yeah.
Oh, so you were watching our episodes, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Clothing brand.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you were on a podcast. What was it called?
It was called Part of My Opinion.
Okay.
Which you
I came on as a guest. That was
you
interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. But that show doesn't exist anymore. Is that what it is?
It exists. It's probably in the vault somewhere though now.
Oh, okay,
probably,
okay.
yeah.
But you're gonna
really
start your own again, and we're not
Yes.
gonna talk about that. But you guys
Yes.
will know because I will promote it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, whenever that happens.
Yes, definitely.
The last time I saw you, you just had less gray. I noticed.
Less
Maybe
gray.
3 years ago, Jimmy.
You had less gray.
Can't
Last
be
time
that
I saw
bad.
you.
Oh,
Yeah, less gray hair.
Hey man, life be life, ain't that what they
Oh,
say?
you not messing with you.
mascara?
Yeah.
Like how women do. Mascara one, just,
I'm embrace it. Yeah, I embrace my
he don't
gray.
care.
I'm cool. Yeah,
We don't
I
almost
embrace
like hair. I got a whole bunch of grains of hair. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
She said that's great.
So you know what? I know I'm just messing with you. But anyway, I want to talk about somebody had sent me something and said that talk about gender wars, and I said, "Oh, okay. So let's get into it." Okay.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So obviously we got men and women, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to describe the opposite sex in one toxic sentence.
Opposite sex and
Yeah.
one toxic sex. Ooh.
Yep.
Why it has to be toxic?
Go ahead, you. Yeah,
No,
because
no.
that's what I want.
Okay, go ahead.
Ugh. They gonna kill me in the comments.
So maybe
Listen.
okay, go ahead.
Listen to respond and not listen to hear.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense? Or
Yeah,
you want me-
so basically you're saying
Listen.
women should listen to understand, not
There you
to
go.
respond.
Understand. There you go.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
I
well
understand
said.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
I understood that too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? You mean really listen to you? And not ignore you?
Because it's not just women. It's some guys that listen to respond as well. So I'm not just saying it's a woman thing. But she said the opposite sex, so that's what I came up with.
All right. So do you find that women just want to get their point across? Is that what? Because that's honestly what I hear. So that women.
Yes, women are very loyal to their emotions.
Well, we
Yeah.
are emotional creatures.
Yeah, y'all very loyal to that.
Okay. And what do you guys?
We simple. We're simple guys.
Oh, okay. So women, hold on. So let's get into it. Women
get into
are
it.
loyal to their emotions,
Mhm.
and men are just simple.
Physical.
Ladies, do you
physical.
agree with that?
No.
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 No, but
Okay.
I understand. Yes, women are wired emotionally,
Mhm.
right? That's just how we are, like, which is why we are made to be mothers and nurturing and loving. That's all, like
Yeah.
emotions behind all that. But men are created to be more, I feel like they're wired more logical.
There you go.
Um,
That makes sense.
Physical.
Yeah, and physical,
Mhm,
right? Because this is why you guys, our body structures are different.
Mhm.
Why men usually their thought process is completely different. They're not wired for emotions, and it doesn't mean that a man isn't emotional or can't be emotional or tap into their emotions. But men are supposed to be wired masculine and women feminine.
I'm glad you. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm glad you mentioned that because in the world we live in, it seems like men aren't emotional. We're human beings, just like everybody. We're human. We have emotions. We may not display it like a woman would, but we have emotions as well. Definitely, for
Well,
sure.
you're not
I
supposed to.
think,
'Cause
no, I think it's about how you raise, because we teach boys, you're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. And there's like, why not? Why a boy, the same thing is allowed as a girl. He's allowed to cry. He has emotions.
It's not the same thing. And I'll tell you why. Why you're not allowed to is because if a man, I don't know. Are you having fun with that microphone?
I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it on.
Well, did it fly off? Jesus Lord, I tell you. You know what? It's all right.
I'm a hot mess.
She gets in a relationship, she don't know how to act.
Yeah,
but I think
this is too big for me.
Getting a little spicy.
Maybe it's too big for all of us. It depends on where it's going. Anyway. Maturity doesn't happen as you get older, okay?
No,
Clearly. No
it doesn't.
But so let's get back. So women are I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was that.
No, I know what it is.
We're not
the same.
Yeah,
but we're not the same. The reason why is because if a man, let's just look at I'm not saying you per se, right? But just look at the general, the masses, right? If a man comes home and he's whining and crying about certain things, then he's a simp, he's sassy, he's this, he's, I feel like there's all these like terminologies that men are labeled with if they are in touch with their feminine or if they show some kind of emotion.
So I disagree with that because I have a daughter and I have a son. And I raise both kids the same way. So my daughter is more masculine and my son is more on the feminine side. And I raised them both the same way. They're allowed to cry, but it's like the roles change, and I raised them the same way.
Well, so, I think I feel like you didn't raise them the same way, and the reason why is because, well, one, they weren't raised the same way. You might be the same person, but what you do with one kid, it kind of changes in dynamic. It's like trial and error. This is your first time. You were 17 when you started raising your daughter, right? And so now then you raised, I don't know how.
22.
Okay. So the difference between the two is what?
4.5 years.
Okay. So you're a different person, right? And so you already experienced it once. So now your response is a little bit different. And then it's a different maybe culture or, where I feel like there's a lot of different dynamics and the world is different. The world is shaping.
We're talking that's true. 30 years ago,
so
it's
just a little different. But I think that, I mean, if you're going to say that, you're probably going to say like, oh, he's a pussy because he's crying about certain things. He's not going to respond the same way you would respond. And which is why, I mean, this in the same token, a woman is not going to respond the way or shouldn't respond the same way a man should respond.
I agree.
You won't be sitting home while the woman's coming home like, hey, babe, where my plate at tonight? I'm just saying.
I agree with that.
Yeah, we're just I feel like we're wired differently, but I think that sometimes we don't realize the pressure and what that does is like there's a certain level of pressure that men have to be this certain way. Like we can't. I'm saying I'm not obviously a man, but we can't show this emotion because then I'm not looked at as masculine, or I can't handle the situation. I'm looked at as too feminine. I just feel like do you want to talk about that?
I mean, absolutely. Let me just backtrack real fast. I think social media has a heavy influence on the world. The word feminine and sassy for a man, people wasn't saying that 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what
they
I'm
were
saying?
saying gay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing. So I just feel like a man and a woman aren't going to react the same. They're not supposed to react the same. A man is supposed to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders and just still be able to give positive responses and know how to finesse and maneuver things. Whereas a woman,
they're supposed to be like nurturing and loving, be the backbone for that man.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. It's social media. Yeah. It all has to do with social media, the way how they make the words.
And listen, I know
Speak your stuff.
Listen. I'm not saying there's no truth to this, but the word narcissist, oh my God.
Manipulation.
Well, I think everybody throws in narcissism when a man isn't, when he's making a big deal about something, oh, he's a narcissist. I feel like that
word I've never heard that word. I haven't heard it in the 90s or the early 2000s or the mid 2000s, but within the last 4 or 5 years, it's like a trending. It's like a trending word. You said 10 years. It's like so it's very trending. What is the true definition?
So like
Please look it up.
A narcissist. I'm gonna pull it up directly. But to me, when I hear narcissist, it's someone who is only just focused on one. It's a mental health issue, but someone who only is focused on themselves, their own sense of like importance or sense of
well-being for themselves. That they have a mindset that it's all about them, and if it doesn't go their way, they trigger the other person. That's how I see it. For them to kind of dominate them in a way.
Okay.
And then you be like, the other person's like, you're just a narcissist because you're trying to control me. It's all about control. And then when the other person sees this, like, what are you doing? Like,
well, and that's what I have some traits of a narcissist. So a narcissist lack empathy.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Which I dated a narcissist. Okay, so I know, and he had all the signs, and I didn't realize. I had to figure out like what is going on. And he would say that people would call him a narcissist, and I'm like, And then I started seeing, I'm like, oh, I see why.
Okay.
All right. So lack of empathy, an excessive need for admiration because you feel
he
better.
Definitely was. Yes, he definitely was.
You need someone to build you up and to make a big deal about you. Okay. Envy of others. You don't really want to sometimes say it. I feel like narcissists in a relationship, you don't want to say, like, if you and I were dating, right, and you're a narcissist, and I'm sharing like something that just like amazing that just happened, maybe a certain credential or school, and you're like, it's like you kind of like almost
brush
like shun it, or
absolutely.
Manipulation, sense of entitlement. Grandiose, which is that like high self-esteem, and like the superiority. So
it's more like a dictator then.
Lack of accountability, gaslighting.
That's another. That's another word.
Difficulty with vulnerabilities. I can't.
That narcissist sounds like more like a dictator. That's what it is.
That's what it sounds like. Somebody
it sounds like you're a dictator and
self-centered and all about themselves.
That's all about themselves.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I'm the best. I'm whatever. I'm like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't really understand. And I think a lot of I'll say narcissism. I find that, and just of my experience of working in this population, but women who are in. And I won't even say just women, but I would say people who are in like domestic violent relationships. Most of the time, the abuser is a narcissist. Okay. But would this might call you a narcissist?
No, I wasn't never called a narcissist.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Okay. Nah. Did you ever date a narcissist?
Not that I know. No.
I think, like I said, that word is thrown out so.
It's thrown. Yeah, I have. I can't.
Too many things because maybe one day you might have a bad day. One day that doesn't make you. You're having a bad week. Oh, you're trying to.
But everything is labeled.
That's the thing. Trending. Whatever's trending. Whatever's trending. So that's the thing. So yeah.
Yeah, because like even with
the other word too, manipulation. People like it's like, oh, this one's manipulating me. This one's doing that. I'm like,
well, manipulation isn't always bad.
It is. If you're trying, I mean, I don't like people manipulating me because that's when my colors come out.
You manipulate breasts. You manipulate the cows. You know
what I mean.
You milk it.
We're not talking about those kind of manipulation. I'm just saying
it's not always bad. Okay, manipulation is not always bad. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, okay, all right. So you're talking about you said. Tell me your statement again. What it was in the beginning, like as far as like the toxic sentence.
Oh, like listen to hear instead of listening to respond.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Well, that's because people always think that they might think that they're right all the time. And nobody wants to get called. I'm not saying nobody, not to say
I know
that
what you're
this is,
saying.
you know, but people don't like to be called out on their shit.
Mm-hmm. But that's everybody.
Absolutely, yes.
But I'm just saying, like, when somebody is calling you out on something, it's hard for you to stop and take a second to like put that into context and take, think about like, okay, am I really giving this off? But it also boils down to how you get that message across to somebody.
Oh, absolutely. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think a lot of times, like people, I just look at it as like being aware. When you're aware and you're mindful of what it is that you want in life and where you are in life, then you're more likely to tread a little bit differently. And that doesn't mean you like walk on eggshells, but I feel like if I know that I want this, and I use a relationship, if I know I want this relationship, then I'm just mindful of how I'm communicating with this person. What type of attitude do I have? Did I have a rough day? Am I able to apologize, after I was wrong or things like that? You're just mindful of what you're giving off.
I think no response is a response. So for me, it's like, if I see you, you're going to, like you said, have a rough day and you're here yelling at me, I'll be like staring at you.
So time out. You said something, yelling at you. One, I'm not going to entertain something. I'm not trying to be in a relationship where a person has to yell at me. So if we're having an issue, then we need to be able to like be mature adults and talk about it.
You would think at our age, people.
Yeah, but if you have to yell at somebody, okay. There's certain things that I'm just not going to put up with.
That's what I said. I'm the type of person. I just stare at you, and then.
But that doesn't get any. What is that
No, I stare
do?
at you and I'm look like, and then I start laughing at your face. So when I laugh, there's type of crazy going in my head. So you better be crazy. You better be like, don't. You rather
you're
me
a Taurus.
yell.
What are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Yeah.
Where is your birthday?
May 8th.
May 9th.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, so.
What year?
79.
78. So I'm a year older than you.
Yeah, 79.
So I'm this type of person. I might get mad. I'm like, okay. So when I get quiet, that's when you got to be careful. Because then when I start laughing, it's like, you better run.
Oh, yeah,
you better fucking run, because if I start laughing after you better run, because I go blank out. I just black out and I was like,
I believe
but I black out and I was like, and I'm like, yo, you don't want to deal with this crazy, because what's going on in my head?
Here we go.
What's going in my head? You don't have no clue. What goes through my head, and I'm analyzing how I'm gonna do this to you, in your face, and you're gonna. I'm just like,
yeah, but okay, that's not healthy. That is not
healthy. If you speak to a person and you tell them over, because us Taurus, we say okay. When you get me to that point,
but that's not what I'm saying. Is that's not even healthy. The okay.
But you're trying to avoid the conflict with everything.
It's not, but that's my whole point, right? So if you are aware and mindful of what it is that you're in and what you want,
but you tell the person, but they don't listen because you're just being passive.
So if you are aware and mindful of what it is that you want in a relationship, then you should be able to get your point across by talking to a person. I was in a.
But I don't get it. You don't understand. We move different. Taurus move different. We don't like chaotic.
That's what I'm saying for the person that you're dealing with. So then don't deal with the person that's chaotic.
So that's the problem. They get attached because we're so quiet and so passive.
But that's their problem, not you.
Oh, this is a punching bag. This is a punching bag. And this punching bag is like, you really want me to say what I gotta say. Okay.
But that's their problem, not a your problem.
I think it's easier said than done. Like you said, you have to be aware and mindful. But you also have to put in the work, because it's not that easy, But like you said, you have to know what you want, but you have to put in the work to get to that point, to be able to be mindful of how you might come across, or what not. Like I said, it's not what you say, it's how you say things. You have to be more mindful, and you have to put in the work, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, because I was in a 12-year relationship, and I could probably count on. I mean, if you want to even count this, maybe like 3 fingers. The time that we had a debate or an argument, and it wasn't even like there's not yelling or anything like that. 3 fingers in 12 years because we both had an understanding of one another. Like, that's not how you're going to get your point across. Like, but I was in an 8-year relationship prior to that, where it was a lot of yelling. There was physical fighting and things like that. And so I've experienced that. But so that's why I know the person. I don't do well when a person doesn't talk to you, like respectfully.
Right.
Even if you don't like something, I don't do well with that. So like I'll just remove myself, from that. But I feel like that stems to like, person loving you the way you need to be loved and knowing what it is that you want when you go getting into a relationship.
I think because you said we're older now, so we know they're better.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you make mistakes. Like now, I just look at you and I would say something back respectfully. I won't yell. I won't laugh at your face. I said, okay, now I listen to you. Can you hear me out? And then when they start escalating, I said, like, you know what? Now I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to go for a walk and I'll come back in an hour or two and then we could talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know one thing, and this, I might lose a lot of people what I'm about to say. We don't take time to ourselves to really heal from whatever we went through. We tend to jump from one situation to the next without really taking time out to ourselves and heal.
I have this time finally.
Yeah, and it's like
that's why I know where I'm at now, because I healed and I know what I wanted, and I kind of manifest the person that I have now because, and I was telling her, I was like, I was being celibate. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just finding myself.
Right.
Finding myself to a point, and that when I met this person, I wasn't even expecting it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But that's what happens.
That's what happens.
So
That's how it
I
usually
did
happens.
not expect it. This came from the left field. I was like, and then I'm with this person. It's like, all he does is bring me calm from day one. Safe place, calmness. And I told her that this morning. I was like, it feels kind of weird that, no, seriously, when you always be in a relationship and you always
on high.
And then this one's like, if it's like, is this love supposed to feel? It's calm, it's safe.
Right.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to check. If I text him, he answers right away. If he's no video call, like, honey, do you need something? I'm your priority. You're my first priority. What's going on? So when you don't have that, and all of a sudden you get that, you're like, yo, what's wrong with him?
Loving somebody the way.
Yeah. And that's the same way with him. He acts because I'm giving him what I wanted. So when 2 people are doing the same thing, like he's in another place, I'm in the same, we're not in the same even country, but it feels like we're in the same country.
Same place. Right.
And we don't need to be like physical, just his presence and knowing that he's there and I'm there for, it doesn't matter what time he picks up. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to that's all I wanted. Sometimes it was like, oh, I didn't have to have the sex. I have to like, no, sometimes it's just somebody to talk to. It's like, yo, I'm having a rough day. Can you listen to me? And he knows when I'm having a rough day. It's like, I could hear it in your voice. I'm like, listen, I'm a little frustrated. Don't think I don't want to talk to you, but I need a minute. I'll say, have a good night, love. I'll talk to you tomorrow. If you want to call, you know what he said last night? Call me if you need me, what time. First thing he does is call me in the morning. And I know what he's at. I could video call him. It's not like about trust issues. It's just like long distance relationship is different.
It's different.
And it builds, but I feel peace. I've never had peace in 47 years. And this is the first time I'm like, wow, is this for real? Is this like the fairy tale that really happened?
Date outside your race for that one. But anyway,
I did, but I'm sorry. It sounds, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to, because you tried with your own kind. You tried being mixed and it doesn't. No. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm mixed, so I try black, I try white. So,
What is your ethnic background?
Dominican Dutch.
Oh, in Dutch? Okay.
Yeah, from St. Martin.
Okay.
So that's why I tell her, like, listen, I like to date, like they say, a brother, but they can't stand me because I'm outspoken and I have a mouth.
Because I have mouth.
My mouth, and she told me one of her viewers told her, like, they have to put a muscle in my mouth. So I was like, what the hell?
Even Chat GPT.
Now I'm bold, I'm outspoken, but with this, he knows her. Trust me, He loves, you know what he texts me? I love your energy. I love the way how you are. I love you outspoken. I love
because
you
he's
stand up for
probably
yourself.
so calm and so like much down here that a lot of times people want like the almost like the opposite
of what they
And he's a militant.
Opposite
He's like
attract.
this. So I'm the woo, and he's like this rigid, and that's what I need. Some people like not to put me in my place, but it's like, but he does it so nicely. No, he does it so calmly. It's like, go ahead, baby. I cheer you out. I want to dance in the carnival. Go dance your ass off. You know how beautiful that is. That a man's like, I'll watch you, just watching your ass move your shake ass, and everybody taking pictures. Do you know how beautiful that is? You tell that to a brother, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Like yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you
he gonna watch your
I'm
ass.
one of the brothers. I ain't going for that.
You see? That's what
But it's cultural.
No, I'm just messing.
But I'm from the island, so we dance in carnival. So every time I was like, you just want to show off. You just want to like.
It's hard when you have that dynamic when this is like culturally what you're into.
That's the thing. Culture makes
that plays
plays a major role for
so,
sure. Yeah,
but
definitely.
I know you were getting ready to say something. I probably forgot.
Yeah, what was I saying? Hold on.
So
wait. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. So what about you? So what about what's your sentence, or what's something that the opposite sex in the toxic thought process or sentence?
Honestly, I don't know, because my main thing is communication. So it's like him. I need somebody to communicate with me. I need somebody to listen to me, even though if I'm being, talking crap, just like being funny. I was like, yo, you talk a lot of shit. That you gotta shut up. That's like, when you put me in my place. That's what, like, I don't like it. She thinks it's bad. I was like, no, I respect that.
She said, I like it.
Because it's not like I'm being rude. It's like, yo, maybe I was out of pocket. Maybe you're right. But you're listening to me.
But you can do it in a way to
nice
make a
way.
person feel like they're not like dehumanized or
exactly. But I don't think it, because I'm so open to whatever you tell me. I'm like, okay, you're right. But I don't think a person like, oh, you see how she spoke to you? I'm like, she was just just joking.
And the thing,
I'm like, everything is a joke. Like, why you gotta take it so serious?
Like, you kind of gotta be like real. I think the thing is, no matter what relationship it is, right? You have to be real with who you are. And the thing is, I feel like sometimes people aren't real with who they are. So she knows her personality, right? And she knows my personality. Like, I'm the grounder, so I gotta reel her in and ground her. And then she's like the spicy one. So if she wants me in that place, then she knows, what to do.
Up.
Yeah. But some people aren't real with like who they are or their attributes and how it affects other people.
Like me and you discussed off camera a few days ago. When you ask a woman, what do they want in a man? And, it's the same cliche, a leader, provider, a protector and all that. Get it. But it's some women that says they want a leader, but they don't know how to follow. You know what I mean? And then I think too, like, our wordplay, we put too much into that. Like, I think it's some cases where women can lead in certain situations as well.
Listen, I love that. Like, I want a man. I think what it boils down to is when women say I want a leader, they want a man to make them feel safe.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so and it's like your home should be your safe haven. So my home is wherever I'm at.
Right.
So if I'm out with somebody, that right there, that's a home situation, so I want to feel safe and comfortable, and that I know that like this person has my back.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that, hey, if I decide that I might be familiar with this and I might know, where we're going and I'm going to lead, or might have like a suggestion or something, doesn't mean that that's like a mute point.
Right.
I think that sometimes people just don't understand. They look at like, oh, I want a leader. Well, what is a leader? Because people can lead you to the motherfucking ditch.
That's the thing. And that's what I say. Like, you say you want a leader. Physically, of course, we're supposed to protect our women because we're physically more able. But at the same time, when you give somebody leading advice, they might not want to take it. They may do the opposite of what you say. And you giving them leader advice. Oh, this is what X, Y, and Z. And it's like, they'll do the opposite. And then it's like,
But why do you think why do you think people do that?
I think sometimes where you have certain people, they've been in survival mode for so long that it's hard to turn it off. You know what I'm saying? And and that goes back to what I said earlier about we have to take time to ourselves to heal. Because when you have somebody that's just been in survival mode for so long, it's damn near impossible to turn it off. You know, even if you get that right person to come in your life.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, all right, cool.
I disagree with that it's almost impossible. I think that it's very possible because I think that different people offer something different to a person's life. So just say if you and I were in a relationship, right? And I'm in survival mode, or I don't know how to talk to you, and I'm in this place, right? I'm in a new relationship, and so say maybe I'll just use this as Dejana. So now Dejana and I are in a relationship, right?
Okay.
And so now I don't respond to her in that same way because she brings something different. It's almost like when you meet somebody, and I've talked about this before, but you have a man who is cheating and he ain't shit and he's doing all this X, Y, and Z, and the woman is like pretty much like holding the relationship down, whether it's finances and things like that. But now fast forward, they ended that relationship, he's in a new one. Now he is making he's providing this big house, and he has a certain lifestyle, and she's over here like, why did you do this? I was holding you down, I was doing this, and now you're this person, but for her you're somebody else.
I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, I can understand that point.
I just think people bring out.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. I understand to an extent. Yeah.
And then the other thing is too, different people have different levels of patience to be able to accept a person, because so her mouth, is reckless, right?
It's not reckless. It's outspoken.
Her mouth is reckless, right?
Good.
Or
so
outspoken.
Honestly, you think it's reckless?
So here we go. No, listen. He hasn't even heard everything yet. But look at our past episodes where she calls men bitch. Men bitches. We're not even going to get into that, right?
I'm sorry, man. You guys are so beautiful. I take that back. Men are not bitches anymore for me.
Okay.
They're respectful.
I don't even know
men.
who this is right now. But,
yeah, I take that back.
But
I take that back because with men that I dealt before, like you said, the words, they were becoming too feminine, and that's because the social media made me think that. And I take that back. I take accountability of that.
Shush.
I take accountability.
This is where I need to get her back on. I'm going to choke you right now.
You see, she likes the wild side, so when I apologize, I'm bad, but when I tell her,
no, what it is
I can't win. She's a man, and she's a woman. You see, I can't win.
You weren't even being real. Like, y'all don't
I am being real. Now that I'm in a healthy relationship, I respect every man that did everything wrong to me, and if I was misbehaving, I apologize in public. If I wasn't a person back then, like you said, I'm in a different mindset. It's taking accountability now that I know what love is and how you're supposed to be treated, because I healed, like you said. I got to take accountability and say, like, you know what? I was in that space because I was mistreated, or I thought I was being mistreated.
But that's my whole point, right? So
that's why I apologize calling men bitches.
But no. But you're still outspoken, right? So you're still
I'm outspoken.
You're the same person, right?
But I'm not calling them that word no more.
But with certain things scaled back. So yes. You're still outspoken, and for the people that you were in a relationship with, they couldn't handle that because maybe however the dynamic was. But now you're still outspoken and you're in a different relationship, and now he can accept you for who you are.
He made me a feminine.
But do you see what I'm saying? So
he made me feel like a whole woman. Like I've never felt like a woman, and this is the first time I think that I could say, you know what, shut up to myself. I'm like, you're right. You're right. And I'm very outspoken. Now you could see that's like,
you see it,
you know what?
You see how I just switched like
you're
that?
right. You know what?
Yeah.
You put me in my place. You're right.
At least you apologize. Take that.
He didn't hear nothing. He just heard. That's all he.
I heard everything, but I'm at least
I'm taking accountability.
Yeah, at least you took some account. That's another thing.
That's what people
Speaking of that, that's another problem in relationships, like accountability.
Yeah.
So accountability is what? Like,
it's hard to do.
It is, like me.
For you?
Own up.
I mean, yeah, sometimes
you gotta
it
own
can.
up
Yeah.
to your mistakes.
Why do you think it's hard?
because going back to what you said, a lot of people don't like to
Ego, pride.
be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you said that earlier. A lot of people don't like to be wrong. So,
but do you think that if a person comes to you and shares how they feel about something, you're going to accept it, even if they came to you in a way that was respectful and calm?
Oh yeah, if it was respectful, definitely yes, I would take it. It depends. Like it goes back. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. If it's a respectful tone, yes.
Do you think people can change in a relationship? Like if they're used to being a certain way, and they can
with that person they've been with.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do you think it can be changed?
I think
That's
people.
a good question.
I think people individually change in general, like their seasons, and whether it's you learn from somebody or. But I know the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like I get that, right? But I disagree with that saying, and I think you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Look at me apologizing.
Because I think people want something different in different seasons of their life.
I think you can change. So to answer your question, yes, but you have to put in the work as a couple. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to want it. You have to want it to work, and you have to be willing to put in the work.
But I also think I was gonna say, I do think that, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you guys are having that dynamic, and we might need to put in the work, but I feel like it's almost like it's what people see is like it's almost tainted. Like it's almost tainted because we've had this. So now I've watched you through all these different seasons, and we've had all these issues, and maybe we worked through them, but now it's tainted to where, like, that fire, that feeling of being in love and my fairy tale thought is no longer there.
Right.
But so a person can easily learn what they learned from this relationship, jump into something else, and it be what you want.
I
think that's what happens when people are together for a long time.
I can agree with that. And
what's the longest relationship you've ever had?
Like 15
years?
Yeah. 15 years.
I'm 12. What about you?
Yeah.
12, 13.
Yeah. So why stay in something for that long?
Well, I think for a lot of reasons, people have children together, so you want to be there for the kids. So you tend to take a little more chaos than normal.
Yeah.
You know what
build
I mean?
a certain life with somebody.
Yeah.
Did you guys live together?
Yeah, we lived together.
Okay.
But no kids together. But yeah. And sometimes you just comfortability. You get comfortable with somebody.
That's
you
the
get
thing.
content with somebody.
There's a song in Spanish from Mark Anthony says, you get comfortable and you could be comfortable and not love the person. So there's a song that, because you're so comfortable, even if there's not that love, the passion there, but you're so comfortable of the routine that you stay because you're comfortable. You don't feel the passion, but it's like, la costumbre es más fuerte que el amor. So it says your costumbre is like your comfort is more comfortable than love. So you get to that routine. That's why you see, I think this is why we see the old heads, like we call them, last 60, 40, 60 years.
Because they stuck to the mission.
Because they stuck, the full routine. I was like, I ain't going nowhere. You could be messing around. Well, I'm staying stuck here because this is my wife, this is my husband. I ain't going, because of the routine, because they know they had to stay with each other. So again, in our culture now, let's say in our era now, we see options around. It's so easy to access because of this beautiful technology that, like you said, the dating swiping. You could be married, but you could be swiping. There's dating apps that married couples screw around. Oh, and nobody knows. Or you do something and there's options, and then that's when you bring the third party in, and then you're like, yeah, I'm comfortable, but I'm still could be messing around then, but there's no love. So that you stay longer with the person because you're comfortable, but there's no love. But you're seeking it out somewhere. So until you find out what that person is doing, that's when you say like, okay, now it's done. Like for me, I was comfortable. but I was in love. Well, I thought, I was in love with my husband. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't the same way. I think, like, I don't know if it was too much for him or what relationship it was, but when the kids was ready to go to college, it was like, we're supposed to get to know each other again, like dating, and that's when he panicked, like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Now I really gotta date you. It's like I really gotta deal with you.
Yeah, you guys went your kind of separate ways. I mean, that's what happens in a lot of relationships, though. Once they're
the kids,
empty
and that's what I'm
nesters.
saying. But you're comfortable until the kids. You put up with it because of the kids, and then when you're ready to go to college, you're like, wait, that means I really gotta put up with you right now. There's nothing else more than there's just me coming home to you. There's no kids. There's nothing like. So that process of thinking that, oh, wow, I really, really got to put in the work. Like you said, if I want to stay with you, I really now got to put up the work because Jack is not here. Becky's not here. Troy is not here. We don't have nothing else to deal. There's no sports. There's nothing to deal with it. There's no mom soccer, whatever. You don't got to take them to school in the morning, school bus, So you're like, what the hell am I going to do with myself? What I'm going to deal with this woman? He gets scared. And the woman turns like, my kids is like, all I wanted to have sex. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people choose history over happiness. That's especially back in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
It's
history over happiness.
Yeah.
I feel like they stuck to the mission. Like because I feel like people valued more like their role back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't so much of a war with like gender.
Gender war is at an all-time high. It's crazy.
I think back then it was, okay, listen, everybody had their role and you knew what your role was. Now that women and men both have like this very similar hats that they're wearing.
Now let me be a feminine. I'm ready to be a housewife.
And now
I'm like, no.
Now you're washed up.
No. You see all of this? This is not washed up. This is the best years of my life coming.
Yeah, so I just think it's a different dynamic. People understood their mission, and now people, went away from that mission because of whatever the case is, inflation, influence, and wanting the same rights and things like that. I think that all played a part.
And back to what you said, the inflation part, like back in the 50s and 60s, all your bills equaled up to about $1,200.
And that was a lot.
And you knew what it was.
You know what I mean? Whereas though now you paying 15. Bless you. You paying $1,500 to damn near $2,000 for one bedroom in the suburbs. So it's like
that's cheap. Where are you at? Because the cheapest one is like $2,200.
But I live in.
No, I'm just saying because I've been looking around and she knows it's like $1,800, $2,200.
That's what I'm saying. So
for one bedroom, we're talking about one bedroom. We're not talking about luxury. We're just talking about a basic $2,200.
So let's end this with naming something that you think the opposite sex does get right. Because I feel like, and this is just like in general in relationships and when I say relationships, I don't mean like you have to be in like living together and relationships, or it could be your friendships or whatever. But what's something that the opposite sex does get right to you? Like what do you think? We point the finger a lot of times, and we want to say all the things that like don't work out. But like,
what do they get right? I think a lot of women do hold their man down. Despite his lack of sometimes his lack thereof. I think women definitely hold their man down. No matter even if he's coming into the relationship with a lot of kids, I think women are just more accepting of that. And y'all hold y'all men down. I can say that.
Well, you definitely do.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. What about you?
My life is different. Like I tell you, it's like my kids are grown, so that would
but without all of that, just in general, and it doesn't have to be per se maybe what you think in your life, but in general, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm such in peace that I see butterflies everywhere. This is what I'm trying to tell you. My lifestyle is so different now. If you tell me that a year ago, I'd be like, F this, F that. Now today, I'm like, butterflies, fairy tales. I'm like, hey, the Snow White with all the
She's
birds
not even
singing.
living in a real world.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you because I healed. It's not that I don't live in the real world. It's just because I put myself first. And then when you healed and you find that person who comes the same way, That's what I'm telling you. That's not. That's why when he said, when you meet that person, you meet yourself. So when you meet yourself and you get the same thing what you give out, you be like, wow. That's why you like. I don't live in a real world. Yes, I'm actually live in a real world. I met myself in a man's version.
You know what? Let's give a round of applause because, bro, you're doing something right. I was just gonna say, you know what I find is that it's the attention, the affection. I find like what I've experienced is that I always meet somebody who wants to like be around or that you know have that interaction, and I don't just mean sexually, you know.
Right.
We know
that.
We're
not talking about sex. We're talking about.
But I'm saying the affection,
yourself.
the time they want.
I don't know, but that's what I said.
They want to. I feel like the what they do get right is that they want to be in my presence. They want to be like, you know, sometimes like I feel like I've had friends that say like, oh my God, like they never want to be around. They don't answer the phone. This like I get the opposite of that.
Okay.
You know,
and that's what I said. That's what you said. That's what I just described. I could just right now could be text, hey.
It's probably because I'm so nurturing. So, you know, I think I think most men want a nurturing woman. I don't know.
Yeah,
do they?
Sure. And respect.
Yeah.
Take respect all day.
And I talk
and
with
loyal
respect. Yeah.
And stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, it's very difficult to find that. So that's why when you get it, you be like, yo, what's up? Like, you know, when you're like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, we're so unease of being in a chaotic or toxic relationship with most of the times that, like you said, people are not healed. That we're like, when you get somebody who's just like you do the work, like, and you second guess, like, wait, what's coming?
You know, that's the one thing that I feel like I haven't really done. Like, yeah, I'm, you know, single, so I'm used to being in my singleness, you know, by myself when I
and that was me.
But like, I don't feel like I've ever like left one relationship and then gotten to other one and I purposely, or not say purposely, but I brought this like toxicity. Right. That's the one thing I think that I haven't. I think that certain things like you might be more mindful, but like if I was cheated on, I don't jump into a new relationship. Oh, let me see your phone. Let me see your passwords. Let me.
I got time for that.
I'm just saying I don't really do that. I try to take people for
what
face value, what you show me and your interaction. And I don't really get that kind of dynamic.
But it's not even just women that need to heal. Men need to heal too. You know, men, yeah, definitely. That's not just a woman thing. That's men too, definitely. Men definitely need to heal as well, you know.
So that's what I'm saying.
To be better men, to be...
It's
and
therapy.
Counseling.
Like you said, counseling.
Yes.
And this is what I'm saying. The guy who I'm with, he went to therapy for 2 years. So he did his work.
He did the work, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So when you said, oh, I'm going to live in fertility, no, he did his work.
Well, hopefully he doesn't bring, you know, what he was before to you.
No, because, well, it doesn't matter if he does, but we know how to deal with it. We talk about it instead of like this, like, yo, you need a minute? Let's talk about it. We sit down like what we're doing right now. We don't yell. We don't bring the past. Like, maybe in the past I did this. It's like, but I'm not your past. And you're not my past. We're doing something together and making it beautiful.
But that's allowing a person to be in that safe space to be authentic and be who they truly are.
But we talk. That's what I said. It's okay. But we talk about it. And that's what I'm saying. When you said I don't live in a real world, I do because I feel safe. This is my first time in my life that I feel safe that if he says, yo, I was like, yo, what? But playfulness is not like, what's coming? You know, like, I'm not walking in eggshells.
I got you.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't feel I have to walk in eggshells with him. It's just like, and he the same way. He says like, you're just nuts. I'm like, well, you know that already.
You're just nuts.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Nuts not that crazy. Like, you're just a happy person. It's like, oh, you know, because I'm very hyper, so I like to do things. And he's like, you're always doing something. Like everybody back at home, it's like, you always doing something. You saw me. First time he said, oh, we're doing this thing for the military, the team beat. I was pushing trucks, rope climbing, doing stuff that I never did at 47 years old. I'm like, what happened? He's bringing me out that was dormant, that's what I like to do. Yeah. And he's bringing stuff that I was like.
Bringing out your youth, your inner
youth.
Yeah.
So did you learn? I was going to say, did you learn something from that? So in that relationship on something that in 15 years of what you could do differently in the future relationship?
Oh, very much so. Yes, definitely.
Because 15 years is like
It's a long time.
long,
yeah,
long.
definitely. More patient. I definitely have to be more patient. Yeah,
Mm.
patience is everything. And yeah, the way I communicate sometimes it may not be good. You know, I'm not I don't like to be confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But so I just like less chaos. I don't. I'm
But do you
not with
listen to understand?
Oh, I listen to understand for sure. Yeah, I'd be a hypocrite. I can't.
Because sometimes people don't realize what they give off, and
No, that's
like,
the truth. That's the
yeah.
truth. Yes, I definitely listen to understand, especially if you coming to me in a nice, respectful way, for sure. Yeah.
Or we take things personal, where
Yeah.
it's like, listen, what I'm telling you that this is bothering me. Why are you
Mhm.
saying this? Like
Right.
the way you're saying it, it made this is how I felt. That's not what I meant. So it's like a level of like understanding where who you are, where you are. You got to be able to like be bilingual in a sense that no matter what dynamic you're in, you still should remain the same, like that same kind of calm person and
Right.
demeanor, as opposed to allowing a person to change who you are based off of how they are.
That's true. Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah.
are you open to date?
Nah, I'm gonna heal.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
take
you're on
some,
a healing
I'm gonna healing journey.
Oh, so is this fresh?
Yeah, this is fresh.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna heal, and I'm going to seek some counseling.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely. Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, I love that because I was going to say
Yeah.
ladies, but you know, let's don't hit us
I'm
up.
Chilling.
Start working
I'm chilling.
out. That
I'm
helps
chilling.
a lot. Working out helps. Walking.
Definitely.
Build up them guns.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do. No, like,
I work out anyway, but yeah.
release those toxins.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's other ways. Sometimes it does. Like, I don't know, but
Do some meditation.
meditation.
All right, so we're on
harvestry.
our healing journey. All
Yeah,
right,
for sure, for sure.
So the message
Heal
is
first.
to heal before you go into these new relationships
Definitely.
or
Do the
any
work.
relationship, even
Do the
friendships,
work.
Be
relationship with
celibate.
your children or stuff like that. What?
I say,
wait, hold
honestly,
on.
I say be celibate.
What'd
You know why? You know why? Because if you
That
can't
sucks.
control
No.
the sexual urges, and then when you meet somebody, like it's like, okay, you taking
The
more.
floodgates open. Ah.
and I'm the crazy one. Look at this. You see? I'm
No,
trying
y'all
to
good,
be,
y'all
and
good.
she's the.
I appreciate y'all
Wait
having
for the
me on
person
here.
to open the right floodgates.
I appreciate y'all having me for sure.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, definitely.
Bye.